Hi everybody, so I'm back with my channel, next episode, whatever you want to call it, installment. My channel is The Only Stupid Question, and if you weren't here for the first video, my name is James. I used to be a kindergarten through middle school teacher. I've since moved on to corporate training. I've gotten my master's. I have a lot of experience in creating trainings, delivering trainings, and they could be anything from human resources related trainings that are necessary for an organization to personal development, professional growth, things like that. So the object of my channel is just to answer or talk about topics that just might vary from one to the next. Some of the topics are going to have to do with each other. Some of the topics are going to be totally unrelated. But remember, the only stupid question is the one you choose not to ask. And that's where the name of this channel came from. So I like to keep my videos around 8 minutes in length. I know this introduction is a little bit longer than usual, but I try to anticipate people who may not have started with the first video and might be just jumping right into this. So without further ado, I've thought about it, have a list of topics, but the one I settled on was kind of one I thought of today. It might be having conversations, hearing conversations, and today's topic is you are who you surround yourself with. And this might be a little bit confusing, especially for adults, where, we're always used to, we don't want our kids spending time around these people because they're a bad influence, and we might think as adults we're above that. How is a group of people going to influence an adult? Now, some of you might be watching this and be like, well, of course they can, but to some of you, it might be a surprise. And it's not, as I've gotten older, even in my younger adulthood, I didn't think, you think, oh, I'm pretty much set in stone. I know what I like and this and that. But very quickly, you can find yourself in some interesting situations. I myself in my life, it's not like you lose your morals and values. I never got to a point where I lost my morals and values, but I definitely started to stray away from the person that I was because of the people that I was around. And, never thought it could happen to me. But, long story short, the people that I was surrounding myself with, they were big into the party scene. And, I work pretty normal hours, explain to you what I do. And, sure enough, one thing led to another, and then some partying and, just getting involved with things that weren't making me feel physically good, or getting involved with things that just didn't make me feel emotionally good. And, at first it is fun. For me, I'm the kind of person where I'm very experiential. There's not much that I won't say no to, because for me, I believe life is to be lived. And as long as I'm not hurting other people, nor do I try to convince other people to do the things that I do, I might offer. And I'm not talking about horrible things, but just anything. You can offer, but don't try to convince, because someone's way might not be yours. But, I'll try anything. And it was fun at first. But then you start to realize, is this really taking me in a direction where I want it to be? And the topic of today's video is, I encourage people, if you find yourself in a situation where life isn't going the direction you want, or you have some kind of vision, by a certain age, you want to at least have the broad strokes of achieving X, Y, or Z. Sometimes it could be beneficial to look at yourself and who you surround yourself with on a daily basis. And a lot of times the people we surround ourselves with, they can either elevate you or they can take you a direction that kind of they're going. And I'm not talking about grabbing your hand and pulling you that direction, but it's just, what it is? Imagine this. Anyone who is a fan of swimming in the ocean. And the ocean, sometimes has a flow, like it's either going more right or more left, depending upon if you're facing the ocean or facing the beach. And, I guess it's the tide. There could be rip currents. I'm not talking about something that's going to suck you underwater, but you might say, okay, here's my beach umbrella. I'm going to go straight into the ocean. I'm going to stay right in front of my umbrella. And you'll be there and you'll be maybe talking or playing with friends or family. And then 15 minutes, later you look straight ahead of you and your umbrella is not straight ahead of you anymore. It's to the left or to the right. But it's just this very gentle, calm influence, and you don't even know you're going there. And a lot of times that happens with many things. It could be weight. Someone who is a larger person, anyone in her audience who is larger, I'm sure you've had people maybe rudely question you, well, why are you that big? It didn't happen overnight. No one would choose to go from a weight that's manageable to a weight that is not somewhere they want to be overnight. Like, hey, do you want this 200 pounds? Life happens, and it creeps up on you. It's just little by little. And then before you know it, you're somewhere where you don't want to be. And today, our focus is the people you're around. Look at the people you're around. I used to say this to my friends. I had a girlfriend in the past, and I say, look at your friends and try to imagine where they're going to be in 5 or 10 years, because you can pretty much know based on what they show you year in and year out. And if that's not somewhere you want to be, then you need to either stop spending time with them or reduce spending time with them. And at some point in your life, you might feel like, oh, well, I don't want to hurt them, or I don't want to be mean, or I don't want to judge them. It's not judging. No one out there is going to give up their goals for you. So it's not that you're saying that they're a bad person. It's almost like you're saying, you know what, I want to get off the bus. If you tell the bus driver that, hey, I want to get off, does that mean you don't like the bus or you're judging the bus? No, you just know this is my stop. This is where I want to get off. I want to go somewhere else, do something else. And if someone doesn't understand that, then they're not your friend, right? And I always say that, if someone's like, oh, well, why don't you want to go out with me? And I've heard a lot of people lose friends. I have a person that I'm pretty close to, and, when he got married and had kids, and he lost a lot of friends because he wasn't doing those single person things anymore. But if you lose a friend, are you really losing a friend? Because a friend will adapt with you or want to spend time doing things with you that you want to do, and if they don't, and they only want to do what they want to do, which is going to take you in that direction that you're not looking to go at that point, then that's not a friend. The other thing is, on the opposite side, you can surround yourself with people who are going in that direction. Maybe you're not a single person anymore, and your friend group can't just be single people, because maybe they understand intellectually that you have kids, but emotionally they might not understand, or your friends might not understand you're in a relationship and you're going to spend a lot more time with your significant other. Now, either they'll adapt to you and, hey, you know what, we can't go out to a club, but come over and have dinner with my wife and I'll make extra. If they're like, I don't want to do that, then that's not a friend. A friend is there for you. It shouldn't matter so much the venue, right? And if you need to, make more friends that are doing the things and going the places that you want to go. So I'm going to end it there. Please post questions in the comment section, post comments, agree, disagree. Like I said, just don't be mean to each other, or put each other down. I think an expression of different ideas is excellent, even if we disagree with some of those other ideas. I think that's very important, because that allows us to progress in our thoughts in a sophisticated way. So I hope you enjoyed the topic. I hope it made you think. And remember, the only stupid question is the one you choose not to ask.